ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule is meeting MK veterans in Durban. They're protesting for jobs. Our reporter Dasen Thathiah is covering the story for us. He joins us now live. So Dasen, we've seen MK veterans across the country take to the streets. This time they're out in Durban.
Well, Shahan, it's a little bit different here because the structures that have been protesting outside is not purely the MKMVA. Yes, there are veterans that form part of that, and they are in the regalia, but there are also other organizations that have banded together with the MKMVA. As we understand it, there's a grouping called the MK Freedom Fighters, which is largely behind this protest. And now, as we speak, that meeting between themselves, the provincial leadership of the ANC, as well as the ANC SG, is still taking place behind closed doors behind me. The last update we got was that Ace Magashule was now responding to some of those concerns that had been put forward to him. But I'll bring in now Nhlakanipho and Ntombela, the spokesperson for the ANC in KZN. I know that we have to wait for the SG, but can you give us a sneak preview of what's been happening inside that meeting in the last hour or so?
Well, we have had engagement with a delegation from MKMVA and the other representatives from the truck drivers, from the Hawkers Association, and the students who are unemployed graduates, reiterating the same issues they've been raising now and then, as we all know them before. But the key amongst the issues they are raising is the issue of the disbandment of the structure of the MKMVA in the province. The other grouping are raising the issues around the illegal immigrants in the province who are taking their jobs as truck drivers.
How does the ANC come in there, though, when we're talking about a problem within the trucking industry?
There is a challenge we are facing, that the issues of MKMVA are separate from those matters. Hence, we're saying that let us separate issues of engagement. Hence, the SG, when is responding on the issues, is clarifying that there are matters which will be tackled by the National Department of Transport and National Department of Employment, Mr. Nhlakanipho, and also Home Affairs, because those are not necessarily ANC competence matters.
I want to clarify something. We know that we've seen a protest like this here before, but inside that meeting now, is the SG meeting with the MKMVA, or are these other groupings which just have within them MK veterans? Because as I mentioned during my intro, there is this group called the MK Freedom Fighters as well that is driving this protest.
Inside the SG's meeting, comrade from MK called MK Freedom Fighters.
So not the official structure?
Not the official structure. We'll be meeting with the official structure tomorrow of MKMVA in the province, because the SG has made it clear that once he hears the other side, he must get the other side of the structure in place so that he can respond completely on their issues and determine the way forward for all of us.
So now that grouping, which I'll correctly then refer to as the MK Freedom Fighters, has been calling for the disbandment of the ANC in the province. They also claim that there's been no response since the last time they protested here about 2 or 3 weeks ago outside this office. Had they handed you a memorandum of their demands?
There is no memorandum of demands. We have engaged on the issues they have raised as they come into the meeting, because they've been saying that their issues are old. Some as old as 20 years back from the time of President Mandela, when he came to welcome them in outside camps in Angola, and when he outlined what will happen when they come into the country. So there are issues which are historical, there are issues some which are of recent, which must be attended to. So we think after this engagement, there will be a way forward which will be amicable to all of us and bringing stability for the ANC and the MKMVA and its military veterans in the province.
So with all of this on the table and all of these different groupings and all of these issues, I must say I'm surprised that at about just over an hour or so into the meeting, the SG is already starting to respond. Is this the first part of an engagement, or will there be some kind of resolution that will be taken after this engagement wraps up?
Of course, there will be resolutions taken to determine the way forward. Key amongst those are the issues around the structure of the MK in the province, which is a problem not only in the province, across the country. I'm sure they've seen also in Gauteng there were protests. but also there is a process led by Comrade Tony Yengeni of amalgamating MK structures. So it's going to be a process. It's not something I'm going to conclude today regarding MK-MVA. But on governmental issues and the issues of their needs, again, it's going to be a process because there are issues of housing, there are issues of employment or self-employment opportunities. There is a process, we must say, on as a provincial government, what are we doing in those issues? What are the programs in place? So how are they going to be implemented? How are they going to be on board on those programs? Because they were saying that the programs which have happened before, they have not benefited them. When we are saying, Tina, we can count programs which have benefited MK cadres, but they are saying because of the current leadership of the MK, those programs benefited the selected few, not all of them.
Sounds like it's certainly a complex issue. Thank you, Mr. Ntombela. Shahan, it sounds like there will be a lot more to this engagement, particularly because there are so many groups that are now involved. I'd be very surprised to see if there's a one-size-fits-all resolution that's taken at this meeting. You'd have heard the Nhlakanipho and Ntombela saying that the SG will also be meeting the formal structure of the MK-MVA tomorrow at these offices.
All right, we're going to leave it right there, Dasen Thathiah. We'll get an update in the next hour.